Hello everyone, welcome to AI Anytime channel. In this video, we are going to explore a new library called Pandas AI, which integrates generative AI capabilities into the popular Pandas library for data science. With Pandas AI, you can now chat with your CSV files. Okay, we already have seen that how people are chatting with the videos file with the help of Vicuna or Visual Chat GPT or GPT-4 or Mini GPT-4. There have been plethora of systems, tools, and models that helps you interact and chat with your video files and also with your PDFs. Myself have couple of videos that how you can upload one or multiple PDFs on a Gradio application or a Streamlit or any application, and you can interact with that. Okay, there have been library for that. People are using libraries like LangChain, for example, to build this kind of capabilities with generative AI, and that's what Pandas AI provides as well for CSV files, and that's what we are going to look today. And it can really automate the data analysis task. That's how I feel, and it also makes it easier for people who don't understand this field, the field of data science or the analytics, and if they want to at least derive some kind of insights or information from their CSV file, they can use libraries like Pandas AI, which gives you high level API to interact with this OpenAI classes or modules, and you can query or prompt the CSV file and you can generate your insights from that. And in this video, we're also going to build a small simple Streamlit tool to just to so that how you can upload a CSV file and you can then query that file as well with the help of prompts. So let's jump into this, guys. So if you currently see, I am currently on this GitHub repository called Pandas AI, and here I'm going to basically first walk you through that when this got launched. This got launched 2 days back. So yesterday they were Reddit post around it that there have been a new library, okay, which is called Pandas AI. So if you read it, it says Pandas AI is a Python library that adds generative AI capabilities to Pandas, the most popular data science library there. It is designed to be used in conjunction with Pandas, and it is not a replacement for it. And I believe so because I have tested this just a start. If you see, they have a documentation, how do you install these things, and how do you use this. And they also given you some options. So you can see they're creating a sample data frame and they are trying to query that with some prompt, and they're also getting the results here, guys. They have given you the way that how you can create an env file, you can store your API keys. You need an OpenAI API keys, by the way. If you don't have with you right now, what you have to do, you have to go to platform.openai here in the API keys on this platform, and you have to get a key from this OpenAI dashboard. So if you don't have an API key, please go here, create a new secret key. Okay, and if you see the license, it's under MIT license. You can use it. You have to look at the commercial clauses there in the license, but you can use that for commercial purposes as well if you want to use it. But again, it depends on OpenAI, so you have to look at the licenses given by OpenAI as well. So we are going to see that how we can use this library Pandas AI to upload a simple CSV file on our Streamlit application, and we'll also like to query with couple of questions, and then you can extend this further if you want. Okay, I just want to cover this library with some kind of web integration, and how we can build a simple tool but at same time very powerful. Now we have huge CSV files and there have been multiple columns, and you want to query them, you want to derive information, you have multiple questionnaires, right? You can create a for loop and you can pass all the query that will generate one by one, and it will store in a data frame as well. So let's do that. So the data that I'm going to use today, guys, it's World Happiness Report, available on Kaggle, a platform for data science and machine learning. It says happiness scored according to economic production, social support, etc. So I'm going to use this data set. Of course, they have data set till 2019. We'll take one of the data set. Maybe we'll take 2019 data set. So you can see they have country, region, happiness rank, etc. There are multiple features or columns inside it, and we are going to ask some question or chat with the CSV file. So let's build the Streamlit application, guys. So if you see currently, I'm going to I'm going to in this folder called ChatCSV, and in ChatCSV what I will do, I'll open my terminal, and in this terminal I'll just go to code dot, and in this code dot you see I have requirements.txt. Let me just make it bigger here. So if you see in my VS code, I do have some requirements, and we need, these are our dependencies, guys. We need this needs to be installed in your virtual environment. If you are using Anaconda as well, you see that this needs to get installed. So you need Streamlit, you need Pandas AI, and you need .env if you want to manage your API keys through .env file. You need this. If you don't want to use that, just go ahead and simply use it. So the first thing that we need, okay, we have to install this. I already have installed. If you don't know how to install, so let me just activate the virtual environment. So this is how we activate the virtual environment. So this is a command to create a virtual environment first, venv, and then the env virtual environment name, which is .venv in my case. I already have a virtual environment, so I'm not going to create that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to activate this. So cd venv and cd scripts. If you are on Windows, if you are on Linux, you have to go cd bin and then /activate. So when I click /activate, now I have to do a couple of cd dot here to go back to the main directory here, cd dot, and then I will just do a, yeah, and that's, now this is how you install. So pip install -r requirements.txt. I already have installed all the libraries, so I'm not going to perform this activity here. Let me just remove this, and I will create an app.py file, guys. This is the file that we need. Let's build a Streamlit application, simple application here too, that will have a file uploader, a CSV file uploader, and then it will basically have a in text area where you can ask your query. So let's write that. The first thing that I have to do, I have to import Streamlit here. So if you don't know, Streamlit is a web framework to build data science apps faster on web. Okay, import Streamlit as st, and the next thing is, let me just give a title here, guys. So st.title, and I will give this title as maybe, for example, ChatCSV. So I'm calling this ChatCSV powered by LLM. This is what I'm doing. So powered by LLM, and now we need a file uploader. So let's have a file uploader. So I'm going to call this input CSV here in this case. So input CSV, and in input CSV we'll have streamlit.file uploader function. So this is a function that we can use to have a file uploader on the UI, the Streamlit UI that we are going to have. You can give a label here. So let me call this upload your CSV file. So I'm just calling this CSV file, and then what we need to do, we can also give a type for extension. Let's call this CSV in this case. It's a list. You can also pass Excel if you want. Do that, input CSV. And now what I'm going to do, if input CSV is not none, there should be a file there, and then I can have maybe, for example, let's pass for now. So I'm just calling pass, and let's run this application, guys. So how do we run this Streamlit file here, the Streamlit? So we have to do Streamlit run, and then you have to do app.py, which is a file name. So app.py, and when you hit enter, it will open, you can see, in a new browser, or sorry, in a new tab, okay, in your browser. So you can see we are getting ChatCSV powered by large language model. Okay, we are doing that in this case. We are using OpenAI here, OpenAI model here, and you have ChatCSV powered by LLM. But if you currently look, this is in the middle of the page or the middle of the layout. I don't want this in this way. I want to utilize the complete layout, okay, the entire layout of this UI here. So what we have to do in that case, we have to add a line here on the top, the first line in your Streamlit app, something called set page config. So we are just setting the page config. You can also give some name to your app, in your browser bar there, on top. But in just case, just do layout equals wide. So I'm just doing layout equal wide. It will just make it wide. So if you see, it's on the container fluid, it's the center of the page. Now if I do rerun, you can see now it utilizes the entire width, okay, of the layout. That's what I'm going to do. So now we have a file uploader up to 200 MB file. We can upload it over here. Now let's do that. So what I'm going to do now, now let me come back. If input CSV is not none, so you see this width here, right? Let's divide that in two columns. So in the first column, we'll show our data frame. The first column will show our data frame, and the other column will have the text area where you can ask your queries, and it will also kind of generate the information or gives you the answer there. So let's do that. So in that case, I'm just going to do column 1, column 2, couple of variables there, column 1, column 2, and then I need st.columns class. So st.columns, which is a method in Streamlit. So st.columns you can basically assign to multiple columns. If you want 2, 3, 4 columns, you can do that, and I'm dividing that in equal dimension there, which is 1:1. If you want to give more weightage to the column 1, then you have to do maybe 2:1 if you want the twice of the width of the second column. Okay, you can also do that. So which is a list. And now in column 1, what I want to do with column 1, so I'm going to write all my code for column 1 under this. Now I will have an info message, so st.info, and this will have CSV uploaded successfully. So let me do that. Successfully, CSV uploaded successfully is done, which is just a info message. And then I will have something called data, which is a variable where I'm going to store my data. And let me also import pandas, because we have to deal with data frame now. So import pandas as PD, the most popular data science library out there, guys. Okay, of course with NumPy and Matplotlib for visualization, etc. So you have data, and in data now what we're going to do, let's do pd.read CSV, because we have CSV and we're going to pass input CSV here, and this makes sense. Data equals to pd.read CSV. Now we can also show that using data frame of Streamlit, guys. Okay, so let's run this. I'm using this method st.dataframe, which is streamlit.dataframe, to show the data frame in the UI. Okay, so let's come back, let's rerun. Once I click on rerun, what I'm going to do, I'm going to upload this 2019 data, and you see that I'm getting all this data over here, and that's what I'm doing currently. And in case, just to give you some information, it also has some parameter called use container weight. If you want to use that, you can also use that as well. You can do, that's a boolean value, so true or a false. Okay, so st.data frame, and now my column 1 is done, guys. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to write the code for column 2 basically. So with column 2, here I will write the code for Pandas AI. For that we need to first create the function, guys. But anyway, let me just do st.info here at least to have this ready. So chat with CSV file, or let me just write chat with your CSV. This makes sense. Chat with your CSV, and chat with your CSV. Yeah, this looks good. So now what I'm going to do, let's go back to maybe here, or for that we first need to work with OpenAI, guys. So what I'm going to do now, here I'm going to define OpenAI. So first thing, we need import OS, because we are using the env file, so we have to do get env there. So import OS, and after that we need couple of other libraries as well. So first thing that we need, from .env import load.env. So this is also done. OS is done. Now we need we already have pandas. Now let's also import from Pandas AI .llm.openai. Okay, so from Pandas AI .llm.openai import, you're going to import OpenAI here. So this makes sense to work with the Pandas AI library. Of course, integration with OpenAI has already been done from the backend when they created this package or library. So from Pandas AI.llm.openai import OpenAI. Now the next thing is from Pandas AI import, we need this constructor here, Pandas AI. That's how we initiate the class when we are writing the function. Now let's handle the API key first. So load.env, constructor call done, load.env. Now the next thing is OpenAI underscore API key. I'm going to assign my API key in this variable here, or os.getenv, os.getenv. And of course you can change the API key multiple times. If you have multiple keys, you can try add with that. Okay, if you don't have any key, you have to create an API key from OpenAI dashboard. So now sorted with OpenAI. So let me just make some comment also. Okay, OpenAI API keys done. Now next thing is here, let's call it function for Pandas AI to query or CSV file, something like this. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. So now let's call this define chat with CSV. So chat underscore with CSV. This is the function, and this function, let's have two parameters. The first is the data frame and the second is prompt. So let me call df and prompt, and let me write the function here, guys. Now, so the first thing is LLM, where we're going to initiate OpenAI, and that's what we imported on top. If you see, we have imported OpenAI from PandasAI.llm. So this is done. Now the next thing is, let's call this Pandas AI, and in this Pandas AI we are going to now initiate through Pandas AI constructor and pass this variable called LLM, and here we'll have result. So in this result variable, what we are going to do, let's call this Pandas underscore AI, and that run, we are running this, and then we are passing this df, and our prompt is nothing but prompt. So prompt is nothing but the prompt, and this let's also print this result in terminal to just have a tracker when we are getting some error there. So print result, and let's return this result now. Pretty simple, straightforward. You can get this through their GitHub repository as well. They've given very neat and clean documentation as well. So in this, what I'm doing, I have installed Pandas AI, libraries in my virtual environment. I have imported those libraries or dependencies, and then I'm writing a function chat with CSV. It has two input parameters, data frame and your prompt, your query basically. And then I'm having a variable where I'm using this OpenAI, okay, and then I'm using a variable where I'm using Pandas AI constructor and passing this LLM which contains that OpenAI module, okay, or the class. And then I'm having Pandas AI.run. I'm passing this data frame and prompt, and I'm returning the result. Now this looks good. The next thing that I'm going to do here, guys, that with column 2, this looks nice. With column 2, ht.info chat with your CSV. So let's have an input text. So input text, and this will have a text area. So ht.text area. You can also have text input if you want to ask a single question, but I will have a text area. We want multiple line as well. So ht.text area. In that text area, what we can have, guys, we can have a label. Let's call it enter your query. Now this is my query here, by the way, enter your query, and then again, if input text is not none, there should be a question or a prompt, and then I can have a button also. So if ht.button here, guys, if ht.button, and if ht.button, let's give it a name. What do you want to give this as a name? So we can give this, for example, let's give this ht.button, so chat with CSV or something, chat with CSV, and it's going, we are going to write this. So ht.info, just to show the query that the user has asked. So ht.info, your query, for example, something like this, your query space, then you can give plus and the input text which contains your query, ht.info, and then now we'll have a result variable that will have the result that will store our result. So chat with CSV function, I'm using that function. In place of df, our data is name is here is data, that you see in the column 1 we have data, and in prompt we have nothing but something called input text. So these two parameters, input text, and then I'm just going to ht.success and just show the result. So this result, this looks nice. Now let's do one thing, let's run this, and once we run this, we'll see if we are getting any error here, guys. So if you come back on Streamlit, let's do rerun, and now you see we have a good looking tool now. Okay, it's a very good looking tool. You have a simple Streamlit application, guys. Okay, that's called ChatCSV, powered by large language model or LLM. Okay, so it has input. It has a file uploader where you can upload your CSV file. Maybe you can also, if you want to extend this, I would love to see if any one of you who is watching this video extend this tool. You can have a URL as well, URL input option, where the user will just put their CSV file input URL if it's on somewhere on internet. Then you access the data frame from there, and then you can also perform the task. Okay, and now You see, we have uploaded this 2019.csv that we downloaded from World Happiness Report from Kaggle, which is happiness score for countries based on GDP per capita, etc. And you can see it over here, the data frame. You can see the entire data frame. It's a big data frame, by the way, from I think around more than 100 countries, more than 150 countries, okay, in 2019. And you can see, Finland, Denmark, etc. Okay, and all this value there. Now just imagine, it makes it easier for you. Now if I'm working as a data analytics there, okay, I'm a data analytics guy, and my boss comes to me and say, hey, here are my 10 questions, and can you give me the information from this CSV file? So I can say, okay, let me use a tool called Pandas AI or this kind of tool, ChatCSV, but I will not tell my boss, by the way, this question. So let me ask this question here. So you can see we have an input box. It says enter your query. So my query will go here. I will ask my question here. I will do the prompt here, whatever you call it. Let me have the first question. Which are the top 3 happiest countries? So my first question is, now this is one of the questionnaires, okay, that I have to derive the information. I have to find the information from my entire CSV file or the spreadsheet. How will I do that? So which are the top 3 happiest countries? Let me just do chat with CSV, which is a Streamlit button. When I hit the button, it should give me the result, guys. So you can see our query is, your query, which are the top 3 happiest countries? And here we go, we got our answer, guys. The top 3 happiest countries are Finland, Denmark, and Norway. With a simple prompt, okay, we have just written a Python code, okay, Streamlit application, even less than 50 lines of code, and very simple. We are not doing any add-ons, we are not extending this further. We just wanted to explore this library and how we can create a simple application to do our query and retrieve the information from the CSV file. Just see, we are not asking that, okay, we are not doing anything like sorting it with the help of score, or sort that, or find the unique values or the maximum values, and then like we do this pandas operations, right? We are not doing anything. We just have a query, and that's the power of natural language, guys, to be honest. And that's we're seeing that generative AI has created this kind of, I will not say it's a revolutionary at this moment, but you see, it makes the work easier, guys, right? We have chat with PDF, chat with video, chat with CSV, create a single platform, have all these multiple data source options, and just use this kind of libraries. Like we have LangChain, we have Pandas AI, we have GPT Index, we have multiple libraries and models available to kind of makes the job or the task easier. You can query gigabytes of data with this kind of questionnaires if you have the compute power. Just see the single question that we asked, which are the top 3 happiest countries? Okay, just see, and we got our response. So this is the query and this is the response, guys. Now let's also try some other questions, for this data file that we have. Let me just make this. So now, which are the top 3 least happiest? Maybe, for example, let's just return this. Okay, countries, something like this. We'll see what kind of response we are getting. Of course, for we have to validate this. Maybe, of course, we like to validate this little bit about the explainability, that why this Pandas AI. It should not be a black box, but not in this video, guys. In this video, I just wanted to explore this library and see how we can build a Streamlit application to make the work easier. I'm going to use this at my workplace because it will help me to become more productive and it will reduce the time there, guys. So you see, according to the data, and it's giving you the response in a good manner as well. According to the data, the 3 countries with the lowest happiness scores are South Sudan, Central African Republic, and Afghanistan. I love the response. Okay, you are just doing your questionnaires here. You're having a questionnaire, and it's giving you the answers for you. We're not doing any prompt here. This is not a prompt engineering, guys. It's simple queries that I'm asking, and I'm retrieving my information. Now we can extend this further. We can also do some comparison as well for multiple PDFs by after writing, some backend Python code and some other personalized Python function that we can write. So the next question, that will be the last question. Let maybe ask, for example, if I see the data set, let's ask about the score. So what is the score? What is the score of, let's ask, for example, Finland maybe. What is the score of Finland? So I'm asking this question now, chat with CSV. And your query, you can see what is the score of Finland. And it should give me the answer. Okay. Here in the success status message, you see Finland's score is 7.69. It understanding the context. it understanding the context of your query, and it also giving you the response in only that way itself. Okay, you see, I asked what is the score of Finland, and then it says Finland's score is 7.769. The beauty of generative AI right there. Okay, so let me ask about India as well. So what is the score of India? This is what I'm going to ask. I don't know if India might be in this data set as well. It should. So I've asked this question. Let's see if we are getting any response. You can see India's score is 4.015, which is a little lower. Makes sense. It's a large population, right? It's a huge country. And depending on these features, you will find out that the scores will go lower, for example. So this is it, guys. Okay, I really like the, at least the capability. It has potential. Now we can maybe I like to build a tool for myself, okay, to integrate with some visualizations, etc. You have some automated visualizations, and then you have this option to also query your data set. And this looks nice. Basically, we saw text to SQL, right? We also have seen text to SQL or text to SQL, whatever you call it. And this is just an add-on on that. I really liked it. You have your questions. Maybe you can have a file uploader for questions as well. So you can have multiple questions in your CSV file. You have a file uploader. Upload that CSV file with containing all the questions, and then you just pass it one by one, to this function, and you just get the answer in that data frame itself. Just append the data frame, just rewrite it. That will also make sense. That will save a lot of time, if you are doing some kind of analytics job. Okay, if you're working as data analytics. And the code will be given, of course, on my GitHub repository, AI Anytime GitHub repository. I'll give the link in the description. And this is what we did. Less than 50 lines of code. We built this Streamlit application to chat with your CSV with the help of Pandas AI. The credit goes to the folks here, the team who has created this, the contributors, everybody. And of course, thanks. I like to say thank you to them because they have an MIT license out there, so anybody can use that. And so kudos to them, a shout out. Please, you can also try this Pandas AI, and if you want to build a full-fledged application on top of that, please let me know where you go with this tool. If you extend this Streamlit application, and if you have any queries, guys, please reach out to me through my Gmail address or through please write your thoughts, feedbacks, or questions in comment box. I will reply that. I will answer that. So that's all for today's videos, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.